Hello, Penticton. My name is Priscille Belisle. I'm going to read from this because I don't have this memorized. This is my first time at a Penticton rally and my first time speaking on stage, so I'm a little bit nervous. Honestly, I would have never imagined myself doing this. I'm not a public speaker or a political activist. I'm just a mom with 2 kids, and I'm dedicated to getting those damn masks off our kids. So a little bit about me. Our family recently moved to Kelowna from Vancouver in June 2020. We didn't know anyone in the city, so I didn't know that Kelowna was famous for their weekly freedom rallies every Saturday. So it was only 2 months ago, on March 20th, that I was introduced to my very first rally in Kelowna. It was the Worldwide Freedom Rally, and it was huge. There was at least 1,000 people there, if not more. And I had the privilege of listening to some amazing speakers, including Ted from Vaccine Choice Canada, David Lindsay from CLEAR, Tanya Gaw from Action for Canada, Dr. Stephen Malthouse, and even Dr. Judy Mikovits on live stream. So I left that rally feeling very inspired. And I knew I wanted to do something, but I didn't know what that was going to be. I knew one thing for sure. I knew that I couldn't stand seeing kids wearing masks. It would literally break my heart to see toddlers and babies wearing masks, or I'd see parents shoving dirty masks in their back pockets. I was hearing stories about kids passing out in gym class or getting yelled at school for not wearing their masks outside. The night after the rally, I couldn't sleep. At about 2 a.m., the name Unmask Our Kids popped into my head, and to my surprise, the URL, unmaskourkids.com, was available. So I quickly registered the domain, put my intentions into the universe, and went to sleep. 2 weeks later, I met another like-minded mom in my city who was in the process of writing a petition to unmask children in school. I told her about my website, and we agreed to work together on her letter and publish it on the website. We got in touch with our local MLA, Renee Merrifield, who is the official opposition critic for health, and we learned that the BC Legislative Assembly was changing their petition rules and would start accepting e-petitions starting April 12th. We found out that BC is the only province in Canada that allows e-petitions to be submitted to the LA. We took advantage of this opportunity and we turned the letter into an e-petition, and we published the website 2 days later. We started sharing the petition on social media, and 1 week later, we even managed to get a billboard on the side of Highway 97 in Boucherie and West Kelowna. Yeah, that was pretty big. In a matter of 5 weeks, we received over 3,500 signatures and over 1,000 impact statements. Not too bad for 2 moms. So I personally read through every single one of those statements, and I have to tell you, the stories are truly heartbreaking. We've heard stories about bullying, coercion, segregation, intimidation, physical and mental impairments, all due to the masking mandate. Yeah, people all across BC have spoken up. Parents, grandparents, teachers, education assistants, doctors, nurses, mental health care workers, trauma specialists, and children. Would you like for me to read some of them? Okay. I get emotional still. So this one is from a parent in Salmon Arm. Can everybody hear me? Okay. My child has been segregated, embarrassed, and harassed by teachers and bus drivers for not wearing a mask. He is not allowed on the bus without a medical note. He has suffered anxiety from being sent home from school for refusing to wear a mask. This parent in Surrey says, "My son has autism. He's 14 years old and he's in grade 9. One day the hooks of his mask rubbed his ears raw and they started bleeding. He asked to take off his mask and he was yelled at. He shakes when he tells the story." This parent is from Abbotsford, and she says, "My daughter has no idea what most of the kids look like in her school. Most of them have never seen her face. This is unsettling. Her community is barely a community." This one is from a registered nurse in West Kelowna. "I have been an RN for 13 years. Watching the hygiene practices around masking in the community is enough to turn any medical professional's stomach. They are stuffed in pockets, desks, and backpacks, rarely washed. The contaminated side is often touched. Children inadvertently put them on inside out. This isn't helping anyone stay safe. Our kids need smiles and speech development and normalcy. Please unmask our kids." And this one's from Mandy in Nanaimo. "Wearing a mask is uncomfortable, constricting, and unsafe. Asking children to bear this discomfort for the sake of others sets the stage for them to be abused. This may teach them to ignore their instincts and their physical discomfort because a trusted adult has told them it's what they need to do." So last week, a video was published by Liberty Coalition Canada called "Canadian Doctors Speak Out, Protecting Our Children from Harm." One of those doctors, Dr. Jeff Matheson from Ontario, has this to say about masks. "For more than a year now, we've been told to wear a mask to protect ourselves and others from COVID-19. However, the science shows that masks do not prevent the wearer from infection, and they do not help to slow the spread of viruses like SARS-CoV-2. This makes sense when you understand that viruses are mainly transmitted on tiny aerosol particles, which are far smaller than the pores on the masks. Even viruses riding on small droplets can go straight through the holes. Studies have also shown that masks can cause serious health issues like headaches, anxiety, fainting, low blood oxygen, impaired lung function, pneumonia, and other bacterial infections." He goes on to say that those blue disposable masks may also pose a danger to our health. "Microscopic plastic particles from those blue masks can be inhaled into the wearer's lungs, where it can cause all sorts of health problems, like cancer, similar to the ones caused by inhaling asbestos. Masks have also been found to contain known carcinogens, like formaldehyde, and toxins like fluorocarbons. Health Canada recently found that masks containing another potentially toxic substance was distributed throughout daycares and schools in Quebec. Over 4.6 million of the blue-gray masks were sent to school children, teachers, daycare workers, transit workers, and healthcare workers. These masks were found to contain graphene oxide, which is the coating that you find on the masks. Health Canada later recalled those masks and conducted a preliminary scientific assessment and found that inhaling graphene particles has the potential to cause early lung toxicity. They put out an advisory on April 2nd, 2021, warning Canadians to stop using face masks that contain graphene. The harms of mask wearing are now quite clear. The risks far outweigh the benefits. We need to stop putting children in harm's way. It is our responsibility as parents and caregivers to stand up for the rights of our children. Our parental rights are slowly being stripped away from us. As we all know, 12 to 18-year-olds can now get vaccinated without their parents' consent. Funny how they can't get a tattoo or go on a class field trip without their parents' permission, but they can get jabbed with an experimental vaccine without their parents even knowing about it. Children should not be coerced or pressured to wear masks. The level of propaganda in the schools around masking and vaccines is enough to make your head spin. More and more parents are seriously considering removing their children from the public school system. And teachers and EAs are also considering quitting their jobs because they refuse to participate in the indoctrination going on in the schools. Parents and teachers are coming together to create new education models for their children, including learning pods, tutoring, nature groups. But before we give up entirely on the public school systems, we're going to have to keep fighting to get those masks off our kids. The purpose of our petition is to take back our parental rights and demand that masks are no longer mandated by the government. It should always be the parents' right to make decisions when it comes to our children's health. So, if you haven't already done so, please sign the petition at unmaskourkids.com, or you can physically sign the petition at the volunteer table. We've been told that our MLA said that our petition's going to be tabled in the BC Legislative Assembly, which is good news. But our goal is to get it formally debated and voted on. The more signatures we get, the better our chances. And if you would like to connect with like-minded people, you're welcome to come talk to me about the parent and teacher groups that are forming on social media. Thank you, everyone.